What about this All-Star game experience? I know it's not your first time, but this time it's 75th anniversary is a little bit more special, maybe.
It definitely is. I mean, All Star Weekend is always special. Be recognized as the best in the league and represent your team, your family. Come here, enjoy all the festivities. Experience the city different than when you come in as a road team to play. All those type of things. It's always something you look forward to. The game especially. But like you said, this year with the 75th anniversary team and even the HBCU Classic going on out here, there's a lot of different things to kind of look forward to. And yeah, it never really gets old, and I hope it never does.
Just so you guys know, we moved the mics up a little bit, so if you have a question, either go on the left or the right side. Front row.
Hey, Steph, I don't know if you know, but there's a town in Puerto Rico that is called after you, Toalta. Esteban Curry from Toalta, Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I look this up somewhere?
No, I named it myself.
Oh, you teasing me. I thought you meant like it was an official name.
No, you have a lot of fans down there in Puerto Rico. Listen, Steph, you've been selected one of the top 75 players of all time. Do you feel like you're in that route of being one of the top 5 players that ever played the game?
Well, that depends on who you're asking, because
Legacy-wise.
somebody probably has a different everybody has a different top 5 list. Just like you can argue certain guys that were left off the top 75 list and all that. So I don't really get into the rankings too much in terms of where you finish all time and all that, because there's no law on that. But in terms of being in that conversation where realistically, based on things you accomplish individually, championships, all the things the things you play for in this league. Once you build a resume like that, if you can just be in those type of conversations and get the respect from your colleagues, players that have played before, the different legends that know the game and have respect for the way that you play and what you've done, like that's all that matters to me. And even coming here, you feel that love. Like you see in the most respectful way, some of the old heads that give you, they go out of their way to compliment the way that you play and compliment, your greatness and all that type of stuff. And there's so much mutual respect there. That's all that matters to me at the end of the day. And hope to have an ability to continue to add to that resume as I keep going.
And you guys lastly, you guys going for the second part of the season, obviously looking to win a championship. I've seen you guys struggle a little bit with teams that have big centers, dominant center. And how do you feel like you will manage, or your team will manage, that deficiency during the playoffs?
Well, I mean, right now we obviously have 2 guys out that can help in terms of Draymond and potentially James Wiseman, who's coming back from injury. And our team at the beginning of the season was constructed with those 2 guys with the expectation that they're available. And until we kind of see that, it's hard to really judge what we're going to look like going into a playoff series. You feel like you can find different ways to combat that, but as of right now, it's kind of hard to answer that question just in terms of, it's going to take everybody to step up while they're out, but you want to be whole as quick as possible to be able to answer that question better.
Thank you.
Hey, Steph. So you're on an all-star team with 4 MVPs. When you think about the talent in the league right now, how do you feel like it's compared to, throughout your career? What level of talent do you feel you see right now across the league?
It's, probably at all-time high in terms of some of the young guys who are stepping into all-star, level, basketball. You got a lot of first-timers here who are so deserving of the honor, and have made huge leaps. But then you also got, like myself, Bron, CP, guys that have been around for a long time, that are trying to still do it. Probably a couple other guys would be here if it wasn't for injury and stuff like that. So it's the guys trying to extend their prime as long as they can and trying to still play at that level. You got the young crop of first-timers and just elite athletes and elite, superstar talents that are coming into their own and everywhere in between. So competition's crazy across the board, and I think that's part of what makes this weekend special. You get everybody in the same room, you have fun, hype each other up, but then knowing like 2 months, everybody's gonna be butting heads trying to get to the top of the mountain. So the league's in good hands right now.
Steph, it's Dmitry from Russia. I want to ask you about brother-to-brother connection in the NBA, because many brothers playing in different teams. How do you guys follow each other? I mean, like checking stats, watching games, or just when you text each other, you're talking about basketball or just general stuff?
No, about life. Basketball comes up for sure because it's what we do, it's what we love. I check in my bro's stats every game he's playing. If I'm at home or have ability, if I'm not playing, I'm usually watching it on League Pass or whatever. So there's always keeping tabs on each other. He's so proud of the way he's playing, and even after this trade, like getting comfortable in Brooklyn and all that. So it's a little different, but yeah, we're always checking in with each other. And anytime he's got a good game, he's getting hot or whatever, I'm locked in on what he's doing.
How you like the MSG comeback of the Nets this week?
Oh, that was special. We were playing that night, so I didn't really get to see it. But I checked in after the game, but he seems like he's pretty comfortable in his new environment already.
Last two questions, the gentleman with Morehouse and David Aldridge.
How you doing, Steph? Corey Guy from Morehouse College and Maroon Tiger. There's a lot of emphasis on HBCUs this weekend. How important is for you as a player and the other All-Stars to highlight HBCUs and historical black colleges?
It's extremely important. It's been important, I know these last 2 years especially, there's been a heightened awareness and visibility, and deservedly so, on how special the HBCUs are in this country, the history, the alumni base, just prominent figures in culture and society and all different industries that have come out of HBCUs, and just shedding the positive light on what they have to offer, and increasing the investment in those universities and colleges. So I think it's important that the NBA continues to show and be a leader in that respect in terms of continuing that conversation, continuing that spotlight. Us as players, we have, I know, like CP, myself, some other guys who have either made personal commitments to programs that are important to them or that they have a connection with. Mine's even outside of basketball, is in golf, and just trying to create opportunities through that. And I know that's going to continue to grow in terms of anything that you're passionate about or anything that you want to kind of double down on in terms of attention and financial commitments, or just bringing a group together that's going to support whatever initiative that you're passionate about. Like, that's always going to continue. So I'm glad the NBA is taking this weekend and a lot of other opportunities to highlight that as well. And hopefully a lot of good comes out of that.
Thanks.
Just to follow up on the young man's question, you mentioned your commitment to Howard with the golf team. Do you think there will be a time in the next few years where we again see elite level NBA top of the draft guys coming out of HBCUs again?
It would not surprise me at all. I think that comes with continued effort to highlight the again, the alumni base, the success, the different stories that have come out of these HBCUs, and just again the investment in the athletic programs that can support that type of talent and create a new lane of opportunity where it's not a surprise that somebody could go, 5-star, 4-star recruit could go to an HBCU, have an amazing experience, have amazing coaching, get a great education, and then find their way into the NBA and the NBA draft, and that be more of the norm and not so much the exception to the rule. So would not surprise me. I know that's part of what this is all about, is validating that. And it's going to obviously